All right, everyone. Hi there. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Megan. I'm one of the coaches here at Dun Dun Fitness, and welcome to our holiday nutrition talk. Today, we're going to be talking about ways to navigate the upcoming holiday season with more mindfulness. And as we approach this festive time of year, it's really common to experience a whirlwind of emotion from excitement and joy to stress and indulgence. So today, we gather not to talk about, not to just acknowledge these feelings, but also to explore some practical and empowering strategies on how to embrace the holiday spirit while also nurturing our physical and emotional well-being. So let's dive in on a journey of mindful celebration where we learn to savor every moment, make mindful choices, and cherish the deep connections that truly make the holidays meaningful. Ooh, there we go. So at Dun Dun Fitness, we've partnered with Healthy Steps Nutrition to support our clients using a framework that's guided, tested, and proven. We believe something as fundamental as your nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple and habit-based approach. But we know that helping you become the best and healthiest version of yourself isn't just about what you eat and getting into the gym for a few hours every week. So we also focus on a holistic approach addressing your nutrition, stress management, mindset, support system, sleep, lifestyle, etc. Healthy Steps Nutrition has helped over 45,000 people all around the world take control of their health. Here at Dun Dun, we've coached countless people just like you using these principles. Are you looking to create your own success story? We know that while this is simple, it is far from easy. With all the misinformation out there regarding the best diets, the best foods, and the best exercise programs, it's really no wonder we all feel so overwhelmed and at times feel ready to give up. In fact, let's take a moment right now to reflect. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions and then quietly answer them in your mind. Okay. So, first, are you looking forward to the upcoming holiday season with excitement and anticipation? Or are you starting to feel a little bit stressed and maybe anxious, thinking about how you should be eating during this holiday season? For many of us, the next several weeks will leave us feeling anxious and uneasy. And although it's time for fun and happiness, it can also present some really tricky situations. Yummy treats, crazy schedules, and less time to exercise might make you wonder how you're going to stick to your health goals. So before we dive in too much and talk about strategies, let's take a closer look at why people tend to gain weight during the holidays. This weight gain can be attributed to several things, right? So changes in your eating habits, increased consumption of high calorie foods and beverages, reduced activity, and the social and emotional aspect of the holiday season. Recent studies have looked at how the holiday season typically spans from late November to early January and why it can lead to so much weight gain. This particular study done in 2020 aimed to gather and analyze all of this existing research on this topic. When looking at adults in these studies, a clear pattern emerged. People tend to put on extra weight during the holiday season, usually just 0.9 to 2 pounds. And while this might not sound like much, research indicates that these seemingly small pounds tend to stick around and can add up over the course of the year. This study was really fascinating because it looked at various types of people, right? Those who are generally healthy and motivated, as well as those who are overweight and don't have, a particular wellness lifestyle. What's striking is that regardless of their starting point, everyone in these groups did have an increase in weight during the holiday season. But here's the interesting part. Those who took part in programs that encouraged them to be intentional during the holidays with things like consistent daily movement, being mindful eating, having regular check-ins and daily reminders, they seem to avoid gaining as much weight as some other people, right? So it's almost like these programs help them stay on track and not pile on all of those extra pounds. When you mix those festive get-togethers with the stress they can cause, it can mess with our well-being. Again, from November all the way through New Year's and even into January. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be like this. You can still have a really great holiday season without compromising your well-being. Like most of us, you're probably concerned about all the tempting treats, drinks, and delicious food that will be all around you all the time. And the thought of trying to eat healthy during the holidays might be actually causing you some additional stress. And you're anticipating the hard work and effort it will take just to get through the holiday season. You might already be feeling like you're gripping your eating habits really tightly. And let's be honest, that really doesn't feel good, right? If you feel like you're always just hanging on by a thread. But I want you to take a minute and just relax and take a deep breath, because today we're going to cover a couple of clever strategies to really help you navigate the holidays more mindfully and ensure you never feel deprived or completely derailed from your health goals. So tip number one is to actually set a goal. So for the holiday season, consider setting just one achievable goal that aligns with your overall well-being or joy. It could be something really as simple as going for a daily 15-minute walk, or enjoying the winter scenery, sharing a heartfelt moment with a loved one, or savoring a new holiday recipe. But focusing on a single, very specific goal can make your holiday season so much more manageable and so much more meaningful. It's helpful to set your goal using the SMART acronym. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. This approach will help you create goals that make sense, inspire action, and are more likely to be achieved. Once you've set your goal, we need to have a plan. So here are some strategies. First, stick to your pre-holiday eating routine, right? So keep your regular eating as close to your regular routine as possible, even before big holiday meals, right? This can really prevent overeating due to excessive hunger. It also helps with that consistency, right? If you're focused on being consistent as you can with your regular routine, then you don't have to worry so much about those big meals, right? Be sure to include healthy options. So incorporate plenty of vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains into those bigger holiday dishes, right? These foods are filling and nutritious, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in tip number 2. Next, pay attention to your portion sizes, right? So be mindful of your portion sizes, especially for those calorie-dense dishes and desserts, right? So having smaller portions can really help you enjoy the flavors and the experience without overindulging, right? So you don't have to pick just not having the dessert or, completely going off the rails. You can have just a smaller portion and really enjoy and feel included with the rest of the group. And then lastly, I want you to try and limit high calorie drinks. I know this time of year we have a lot of really fun cocktails that maybe aren't around all year long. But we really do want to try to avoid, the sugary sodas, of course, the excessive alcohol, and the high calorie beverages. So see if you can drink a little bit more water when you are going to be indulging in those higher calorie, maybe alcoholic beverages. Maybe have more water in between drinks. Maybe you can choose an herbal tea or a mocktail or some other low calorie option, and just make sure you stay hydrated, okay? Tip number 2, use the plate it method. So we recommend using the plate it method because it's really straightforward and is a visual approach to planning your meal and having portion control. What it does is it involves dividing your standard dinner plate into specific sections. So here's how it works. For half of your plate, you're going to fill that with non-starchy veggies, things like leafy greens, broccoli, peppers. These low-calorie, nutrient-dense foods provide a ton of vitamins and fiber. The remaining half of your plate, you're going to split into 2 smaller sections, right? So the first quarter is going to be your protein source. So things like grilled chicken, fish, tofu, or beans. Protein helps you feel full and provides, again, some of those essential nutrients. The remaining quarter of your plate is for those starchy foods like brown rice, whole grain pasta, or sweet potatoes. These provide energy and great sources of carbohydrates. And then on the side, you're going to want a small portion of those healthy fats. So this can come from sources like olive oil, nuts, avocados. These fats can add flavor and satiety to your meal. This method promotes balanced meals, simplifies portion control, and is suitable for managing calorie intake, blood sugar levels, and overall health. It's really adaptable to various dietary preferences and making it accessible and practical tool for achieving balanced nutrition. Next, we want to focus on mindful eating. This is a practice that encourages us to be fully present and aware during our meals. It involves paying very close attention to the flavors, textures, and sensations of each bite, as well as recognizing our own body's hunger and fullness cues. By eating mindfully, we can foster a healthier relationship with food, make better dietary choices, and enjoy our meals with a heightened sense of satisfaction and appreciation. This approach not only supports your physical well-being, but also promotes a deeper connection with the food we consume, allowing us to savor the simple joy of nourishment. Here are a few ways you can start your mindful eating journey. First, we're going to start with listening to our body, right? So start paying attention to, or maybe even learning, your body's fullness and hunger cues. Eat when you're genuinely hungry and stop when you feel satisfied, but not yet overly full, okay? Next, I want you to eat slower. So maybe put your utensils down between bites. Things like that will allow you to pace a little bit better. Sometimes I know that we're on the go and we're just trying to get, this nutrition into our body in the first place. But really taking the minute to slow down, eat a little slower will help you start to recognize your body's fullness cues more accurately and prevents mindless overeating as well. Along with that, I want you to actually chew your food more thoroughly. And again, I'm kind of giggling because it does sound kind of funny, but so many of us are not chewing our food enough. And when we chew each bite thoroughly, it aids in the digestive process and allows you to savor the taste of the food, right? So especially if it's something that you're indulging in, something that you don't get to have all the time, or maybe a traditional dish from your family, right? Chewing the food thoroughly and slowing down really allows you to savor that thing and really enjoy it fully. Next, another tough one, but we want you to try and be distraction free, right? So give yourself the gift of full attention during mealtime. So move away from the buffet table, maybe turn off the TV or put your phone away, and really choose a comfortable spot where you can truly enjoy each mouthful of your food. Again, I want you to take breaks. So pause during your meal, reflect on the taste, give yourself a minute to assess your level of fullness and your overall eating experience. This can also be a really great time to engage in conversation with the people around you, right? Doing that is two things, right? You're connecting with the people that are around you, but also giving your body that chance to kind of catch up if you do tend to be somebody that eats a little bit more quickly. And then lastly, I really want you to recognize your cravings, right? So if you're craving a very specific food, go ahead and allow yourself to enjoy it in moderation, right? Completely depriving ourselves of these things can lead to overindulgence later and just really that negative relationship with food that we're trying to overcome here. Tip number 4, no surprise here since we are a gym, but we do want you to prioritize your daily movement, right? So during the holiday season especially, let's think of exercise as a way to make ourselves feel good rather than just a way to lose weight, okay? Our bodies are meant to move, and the more we move, the better we feel. When we feel good, we're more likely to make healthier food choices, right? Have you ever noticed that when you're in a good mood, you tend to eat better all day long? Now think about when you're feeling tired or sluggish. It's more likely that you'll reach for something sugary, crunchy, salty, things like that, right? So it's very circular. So set aside some time for exercise can be a powerful tool. We recommend starting small and keeping it simple. Really taking a walk after your meals, especially after a larger meal, can really bring various advantages to your health and overall well-being, such as enhanced digestion, because post-meal walks play a role in kickstarting that digestive process and facilitates the movement of food through your digestive system. It can also help prevent discomfort like bloating or maybe even indigestion. So again, this all kind of ties together. So not eating to the point of, excessive fullness so that you feel like you can go for that walk. And then once you get that body moving a little bit, you're actually helping your food move through your digestive system. Next, it helps with blood sugar control. So after you eat, your blood sugar is going to spike. That is a normal response, right? But going for a walk can really help curb these post-meal blood sugar spikes by assisting the absorption of glucose into your cells. If we're giving that glucose and that sugar somewhere to go. And then lastly, this can help with weight management. So incorporating regular post-meal walks can contribute to weight management. They help burn calories and can deter overeating, as a brief walk diminishes the urge to snack unnecessarily after you eat. So what was your biggest takeaway? Remember that setting achievable goals is key to maintaining your health and well-being during the holidays. These goals should be flexible and tailored to your individual needs and circumstances, allowing you to enjoy the season while staying on track with your health and fitness objectives. As we wrap up, just keep in mind that approaching the holidays with mindfulness means you get to enjoy every bit of the holiday season, the moments, the food, the people, all of it. Use the tips we've talked about and have a good time while also taking care of your health and your happiness. Let's make this holiday season one full of balance, gratitude, and wonderful connections with loved ones. So we have some frequently asked questions here. How can I politely decline unhealthy food offerings at holiday parties? So first and foremost, you can offer to bring your own healthy dish to share. Or just remember to be polite and confident in your choices. This is for you. You're taking care of yourself, and that's really something to be proud of. Or you can politely decline. You can kind of push it off to later, saying something like, oh, if I have room for that, I'll definitely give it a try. Or, not right now, thank you, but I'll try some later. This kind of just puts it off until later. But again, being confident in what you're saying is going to be really helpful, because people want you to do the things that they're doing because it makes them feel better about the things that they're doing. So if you're around people and they're pushing things on you, like another drink or another dessert or something that you really don't have interest in, that's a them thing. That's not a you thing. Okay. So remain confident and understand, let them have whatever feelings they're having at the moment, but be confident in you're doing what's best for you. You don't have to do something just to make somebody else feel more comfortable, okay? How do I deal with stress that often comes with the holiday season? So first of all, I want you to know that you're not alone feeling stressed during the holidays. But really, to manage holiday stress, we recommend engaging in relaxing techniques like deep breathing, journaling, and exercise, and really prioritizing self-care and setting realistic expectations for yourself during this busy time, right? So there's a saying that says, new seasons require new scorecards, right? So we cannot expect ourselves to be operating at the same level all year long. It's just not realistic, right? So maybe during the holiday season, you have less time available to you. So I'll use the gym as an example. If you're someone who usually comes to the gym 6 days a week, but you have an increase in your workload and an increase in holiday stress, and a bunch of other things happening in your life right now, maybe 6 days a week is going to add more stress. It's going to be more harm than good, right? Because it's not really realistic or reasonable for you right now. So maybe drop it down to 4 or 5 days a week. And that can really, first of all, help with the stress. You're still taking good care of yourself. You're still getting more days in than not, right? So really try and be realistic about what you're doing. And then I always just like to talk about that deep breathing and journaling, because I know for a lot of us, it sounds very boring. It sounds like something that you're not really interested in doing. But just know that you don't have to dedicate an hour or even 30 minutes to these things, okay? Just taking 1 minute of slow, focused, deep breathing can really shift the way you feel in your body. So I really do encourage you to give that a try. Most of us that have smartwatches have like a mindfulness app we can go right into, and it will walk us through the breath work. Other than that, you can set a timer and you can just kind of breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. So even just slowing myself down to talk you through that really shifted the energy in my body just now. So just set a timer and then do the 4 count yourself, right? So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. I promise you, it doesn't sound like much, but it can really make a big shift. All right, so now that we've explored the 3 tips that you can start focusing on to take control over your time, let's take a minute to discuss the 3 core principles that have changed the lives of people all around the world, and especially here at Done Done. So first, we focus on whole foods first. So we really want you to start incorporating and choosing more whole food options and less processed foods that are packaged with sodium, fat, sugar, etc. A simple way to start this is by reshaping your plate using that plated method that we talked about earlier. Second, focus on a balance of macronutrients. So when we say that, we mean that we want you to have a protein, a carb, and a fat at every single meal and snack, okay? If you can't get in all 3, try and at least pair 2, especially with those snacks, okay? But doing that will allow you to feel fuller longer. It'll allow you to have more energy just in your day-to-day life, but especially in your workouts, right? So protein, fiber, fat, always as often as you can in every meal. Your exact breakdown of your ratio will differ. So you might want to get in touch with Missy specifically if you have more questions about, what your breakdown should look like. But for now, just know that you should have one of each of those things in every meal or snack. And then lastly, of course, we want you to limit the number of processed carbs and sugar. So we know the average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year, and that's over 46 teaspoons per day. And the general allowance or recommendation is no more than 6 teaspoons. So we're really going crazy with the sugar, and a lot of us are not even doing it on purpose. If you were with us for the sugar challenge we did a couple months ago, a lot of us learned that there's sugar in a lot of the things that we were eating regularly that we were not aware of, right? And there's a lot of really simple swaps we can do there. So really just starting to pay attention to those labels, but going back to number 1, if you're eating more whole foods, then you don't have to worry so much about the sugars because it's not as readily available to you. All right, so again, our nutrition program is backed by Healthy Steps Nutrition, who has helped over 45,000 people around the world take control of their health. Here are just some of our incredible success stories right here at Done Done. So if you're ready to join the 45,000 people who have worked with a Healthy Steps nutrition coach worldwide, let's do this. You can go ahead and book your free call today. But lastly, I really want you to be on the lookout for our partner challenge. It starts in January. Okay, so January 22nd will be the official start date. But you don't have to wait for it to, officially start. You can grab your partner now and really use this as an opportunity to be held accountable to, your end of year goals, but also as we move into January, there's New Year's resolutions, right? Because not only do we want you to be held accountable, but we also want to help get you out of your comfort zone, right? We know how hard it is to commit to ourselves. So let this challenge be an opportunity to partner with someone to get your workouts in for them on those days where, you just don't feel like doing it for yourself. So be on the lookout. More information will be coming out about this soon, but really start to think about who you want your partner to be. I believe it can be someone in the gym or not, but it cannot be the same person you partnered with last year. So if you did the partner challenge last year, you have to find a new partner this year. It's a great opportunity to make new friends and to really develop a relationship with someone else in the gym. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you soon.